anyone having any doubts like what it will be, how we are going to be handle our RAP approaches in public cloud in the topics we discussed yesterday, like reports, interfaces, conversions, enhancements. Enhancement, I think we'll be having couple of things, so custom fields and logic, so that we can discuss today. But whatever the topics we discussed yesterday, any doubts? I think it's like a high level introduction only. But anyway, I think at the end of this particular course, we are going to be check each and everything in the system detail. Okay. Today we'll get started with the RAP programming model, how the evaluation of the ABAP programming model has been started. Okay, let me flash one thing. So might be these particular things you people already have seen this. In case if you are familiar with any of the SAP sessions and the ticket, in case if you navigate to the any of the blocking things and all. So this programming model you have already seen, like how SAP has been started, what will be the how from the last two decade, how SAP was started, like how we are handling from the last decade, and how it is going to be future. All these things we can discuss now. So most important thingly, so my most probably I think we already using like less than 7.4 versions in like I see like most of the clients still they're using ECC as like someone said in the call yesterday. So they're still using as ECC only. So then after that, slowly it was evaluated to the SAP ABAP programming model for SAP Fiori. So we have worked on a lot of things like CDS, OData services, and all. Then again now I think the from SAP Cloud Platform. So version 18.08. So ABAP Progressful Application Programming Model has been started. So all the things like whatever the UFI applications we need to do, all these things can able to do it here. So in case if you people are still working in SAP GUI, but you will be having only the theoretical knowledge on like how you need to work on the Eclipse things and all. I'm telling, so it will not work in the next future things and all. So it's time to you to switch on your case to working on the Eclipse, ADT, all these things and all. Why? Because so in case if you would like to create any of the simple class, so it will take like 1 hour in normal SAP GUI. The same thing we can able to do it in like 40 to 45 minutes in ADT. So in the Eclipse itself. So whatever the things we can able to do it there, the same thing we can able to do, and on top of that one we can able to do some extra things as well. So that's the reason. First, come try to be familiar with this Eclipse, ADT, and all, so that it will be easy for you to grab CDS, ABAP RESTful programming, and then behavior definition, implementation, all these things. Okay, let me explain you in the note way how it is going to be and all. So this will be the things. So normally we will be start with the ABAP classical programming and all. So before 7.4 version we are using this one and all. So what are the things like in case I still see like most of the customers still using that. So in case if you would like to create any UFI apps, so what are the approaches we will be having prior to uh, UFI options in the less than 7.4 versions. So can someone tell me what are the options we'll be having in case if you would like to create any of the front end screens and all? Most probably you people have worked on WebDime Pro ABAP, Floor Plan Manager. It is less than or equal to 7.5. If you would like to UFI options to create front end screens. So then after that, so once more than 7.5 SAP is introduced ABAP programming one, this one. So ABAP programming model for SAP Fiori and all. So what are the options we will be having? So first importantly, main thing, CDS got introduced. Again, we are familiar with our gateway services, SAP OData, and main importantly, ADT has been introduced. It again got to show. Shit. Sorry, I think there is some issue. Let me explain you. Okay, so ADT is introduced. ADT nothing but a ABAP development tool, Eclipse, and we are not going to be part of any of the front end developments from 7.5 version. So we will be having the Fury guy. So they will be take care of all these things. So we'll create the CDS, for data services, and then once for data is created, we'll give that particular URL to them, and then they will be add those particular thing in their front end app and all. Then coming to the main one, so that is one of the thing like we need to be interact with the EFI guy, and again like that what we can say like custom catalogs, all these things they have to create it and all. So again we'll see some drawback here. So again we have to interact with them and all. So that's the reason RAP came into the picture. So we no need to interact with that particular theory guy. So from our side itself, we can able to create like in case if you would like to create any of the select options at the front end level, select options, any group by logic, any filter conditions, all these things we can able to hand it from ourselves itself in this particular ABAP RESTful application programming model. So RAP nothing but a ABAP RESTful application programming model. So here what we will do, so directly we can create the CDS view. On top of that one, we will create the metadata extension. It is one of the concept. So behavior definition, behavior definition, and we have the behavior implementation. Sorry, bear with me for 2 minutes. Seems like some issue with my lab. Behavior implementation. What is this? And now that having some issues. Let me explain here only. From tomorrow onwards, I think I'll start this particular issue, and then we'll start doing the uh, things for like how we can able to do it for the Eclipse installation, how we are able to add our system in public cloud system into the Eclipse, and how we are able to start. We can able to start with the CDS. One will, as I said like yesterday. So first we are going to be cover few of the classes for initially for the course CDS like what are the types of CDS we will be having, how what is the basic CDS view, composite view, consumption view, all these things, and then we will be starting. That is a prerequisite for this one, ABAP programming model and all. So as you see in the screen here, it will be start with the CDS only. So whatever the thing we need to be created in the RAP. So in case if we are doing any of the binding, like sales order header is there, item is there. So if you would like to create the combination that associations, all these things can be done using this particular CDS view using the parent child and combinations. Once we have done this one, so we have to do the definition for that particular CDS which we have created. But if we have like multiple as people are worked on OData services, so we'll be having multiple entities there now. The similar way here we will be having multiple entities can be created using the parent child combinations in the behavior definition we can able to expose that one. And if you would like to leverage only one entity, that entity logic we can able to write it in the behavior implementation. Let me see if my notepad issue is hmm, behavior. So what I explained, okay, we'll be having CDS. Then now I think rather than working on this one, I think better we can explain here only. Yeah. So this one, so I'll quickly explain like again like a classic ABAP programming and all. So what are the things we will be having? So we have to create like a UFI application. What are the options we'll be having? We have to create the WebDime Pro, again floor plan manager, all these things. We have to do it like even like screens handling, everything needs to be done from our end and all. So it is going to be more hectic and all. So that's the reason it came to the picture. More than 7.5 version, SAP has been introduced ABAPic programming model for SAP Fiori. So what are the options we'll be having available here? Like CDS has been introduced, OData has been introduced. So in case if you would like to create OData services, we have the ICGW option. We'll create the project over there, and once project has been created, we will do the registration from gateway main service. Again, in case if you would like to do the testing individually from our end, from the gateway client transaction, we will execute. Once the everything has been is successfully tested from our end, we will share that particular URL to the front end guy, and then he will create that particular app for us. So in case if you would like to create any of the like a transactional app, analytical apps using CDS, all these things we can able to create. Even like a BOPF is option is also there, as we see in here, like CDS based BOPF CRUD operations will be done, and then CDS annotations can develop using the Fiori apps without any coding of the UFI, and all these things can be done at the 7.5 version. Coming to the next one, like the one which was introduced by SAP for us, this RAP programming and all. Okay, prior to going for the ABAP programming model, we will see like what are the drawbacks we'll be having for this particular one. So why it's been like we are navigating to RAP. So what are the drawbacks we'll be having? So we are creating the CDS, we are creating the BOPF, we are creating the OData. Everything will be separate ones. Again, we have to integrate everything. We have to add the CDS with like OData, again BOPF, all these things, and that too. Like in case if you would like to integrate with the legacy code, everything like we can't rebuild everything from the BOPF, right? Like in case if you would like to perform any of the operations, all this cannot able to do it in the BOPF and all. Again, like suppose like as you know, which was can someone tell me which version of the OData we are using now? I'm like what are the versions we will be having in OData? Anyone having any idea or not? I think you people are working on OData services.
I think
V2,
2.0.
V2 is there, V4 is
V2
also
or
there.
V4, what was it?
Yes, yeah, V4 is the latest one. Let's consider like from the technical aspect. So suppose you created one of OData services in the V2. So now we are in this particular phase. Okay, I'm talking about this particular phase, programming model for the SAP Fiori. So you created in the OData V2 services. Then after some days, so business requirement has been changed. So whatever the things we have done in the V2, it will be not suffice. So we have to change it to V4. So again, we have to focus on everything, that business logic. What is the business logic? We have to get the requirement. Again, we have to create the more data services. Again, main service registration, all these things like the registration of the DPC extension, MPC, all these things we have to do. So in case if we coming with this particular approach, programming model, so SAP has been provided the beauty of that particular one. You no need to think about the technical aspect of what was happening at the background and all. So in case if you created this particular thing, core data services and behavior definition, at the time of business services, we have the option. So we can able to choose whether it would be V2 or V4. So already this particular thing is there. On top of that one, if I am creating one more service definition with V4, yes, it would be feasible. Directly we can able to do. So all these background things you don't need to worry about this. That background things will be handled by SAP itself. Clear? So that is the reason. So we are looking for this particular thing. Everyone is looking to switch it to RAP and all. So we have different kind of the things in like in RESTful programming, this particular one ABAP RESTful programming model and what is business services, what is core data services, behavior definitions. All these things will be clearly explained in the next class, like how we are what are the things will be available in this business behavior definition and implementation. So we'll be having some draft functionality, we will be having some parameter options. So in case if I'm using any of the extensions and all, so what are the major annotations we can able to populate, all these things. Normally SAP RAP uses HANA database to persist application data and all. So that is one of the beauty thing here. So coming to RAP programming model, so it defines the architecture for developing OData services in both application server and even like SAP BTP environment as well. So that is one of the advantage we will be having. So what are things we can able to do it in case if you are still using on this particular version, is it not possible to use RAP in case if someone is having the doubt? Yes, it would be feasible. So mostly I'm assuming, so the people who are working in S4 on premise, so which version of S4 HANA you people are using? So currently we are in 2025. So most of the projects is slowly upgrading from 21 to 2023. So prior to that, we will be having 1909 version, 2020, all these things. So from 1909 version itself, SAP S4 HANA, so this RAP is going to be support, but mostly all the other projects still using ECC only. So that's the reason. So still we are working on the UFI, all these things and all, but slowly we are evaluating to S4. So that's the reason, like I even like whatever in case if directly if RAP has been introduced to public cloud projects and all, it would be very difficult for the developers to understand the logic and working on the things. So that's the reason from 1909 SAP S4 HANA version itself. So they have introduced the RAP. So whatever the options we can able to do it in the BTP environment, the same things we can able to do it in the S4 HANA version 1909 version as well. So what are the major things we required here to do that particular thing? So we required the Eclipse, and we need to be having the S4 system. That S4 HANA version should be more than 1909 version. So that particular thing we will give it to you. So this particular at that time when actual class has been started, we will show you first class. Tomorrow's first class will be started. So